Hello everyone, welcome back to Jikook Moments. Have you ever felt like there's someone whose beauty can never truly be explained? The more you look, the deeper it feels. And interestingly, that beauty doesn't appear in grand moments or under dazzling stage lights, but rather in the simplest seconds, moments that often go unnoticed, yet quietly leave a lasting impression. In this video, we're going to explore a side of Jimin's beauty that perhaps we haven't fully realized before. It's not just about his captivating visuals, but about how his charm exists in such a subtle, natural, and genuine way. From an emotional concert in the rain, to small, deeply personal interactions with Jungkook, to simple details that hold far more meaning than they seem. And maybe, after this, you'll start seeing them, especially Jimin, in a completely different way. Jimin's beauty feels like something that can never be fully exhausted as a topic. There's always a new angle that feels fresh every time we see him. He isn't just about a beautiful face, but about a presence that feels whole, calm, warm, and effortless. It's in the simplest moments, when there's no pressure to be perfect, that this beauty feels the most real. Unfiltered, unpolished, just him as he is. His face shines in a way that's hard to explain. Not just because of harmonious features, but because there's a softness within him that feels truly alive. A fascinating contrast. He can look so radiant, yet never overwhelming. Present and strong, yet warm and comforting. His gaze conveys emotions without needing words, while his smile carries a light sincerity, as if it's free from any burden. There's a calmness in the way he moves. In the small gestures that often go unnoticed, yet that's exactly where his charm lies. He never seems like he's trying to be appealing. Everything flows naturally. And perhaps that's his greatest appeal, a beauty that doesn't feel constructed, but instead grows as the most natural part of who he is. Every time we try to define that beauty, something always feels missing. Because Jimin isn't just meant to be seen, he's meant to be felt. In small details. In fleeting moments. In a simplicity that quietly leaves an unforgettable impression. One moment that clearly reflects this is the experience of a concert in the rain. The rain poured endlessly throughout the performance, soaking the stage and the entire stadium. Yet they continued to perform with unwavering dedication. There's something deeply moving about witnessing that kind of sincerity, something that simply cannot be fabricated. Interestingly, moments like this rarely become the center of discussion. Yet within them lie details with much deeper meaning. One of them is when Jimin, almost reflexively, turns his body toward Jungkook after shyly saying, "Why have I been talking weird lately?" In the vast, noisy atmosphere of the stadium, his reaction feels incredibly personal, as if, without thinking, he was seeking comfort in one person. That expression feels even warmer with the subtle creases at the corner of his eyes and the gentle, unforced smile that follows. It's a very brief moment, yet it feels so real. Their interaction continues through small but meaningful gestures. The way Jungkook gently strokes Jimin's hand feels so natural, like a spontaneous response meant to comfort him. And in that moment, a question naturally arises: how long would Jungkook have continued holding Jimin's arm if Jimin hadn't lowered his hand? Details like this may seem trivial, but that's exactly where the beauty lies. Not in something grand or dramatic, but in small, sincere, warm, and human moments. Moments that allow anyone watching to feel the closeness shared on stage. Looking deeper, the idea that Jungkook and Jimin are unaware of what happens within the fandom doesn't quite hold up. They are not newcomers. Years in the industry have shaped their awareness of various dynamics, support, ship narratives, and even the presence of haters. There's a moment that shows this quite clearly. When Jungkook notices someone recording him on stage, there's a brief but clear eye contact. He even gestures as if asking whether they want a photo of him alone or together with Jimin. When the response leans toward both of them, Jungkook immediately tries to find Jimin across the stage. Despite the distance, the effort reflects genuine, unforced attention. And moments like this don't happen just once. There are many small details, glances, expressions, body language, that show they are aware of those who consistently support them. It reveals that the relationship between artist and fans is not always one-sided. There's a layer of understanding that naturally forms over time. In the context of Jikook dynamics, it's very possible that they understand the narratives circulating around them. They may never say it directly, but there are subtle ways that awareness shows itself, through timing, spontaneous responses, and simple interactions that feel deeper to those who notice. Assuming none of this reaches them would be an oversimplification. In such a connected world, strong and consistent support is almost impossible not to feel. They may choose not to address it openly, but that doesn't mean they're unaware. In their interview with Rolling Stone, their maturity as individuals and as a group is also very evident. The discussion about Jungkook's song, 7, especially its explicit version, shows how they view each other with a more mature perspective. Jimin no longer sees Jungkook as the innocent magne, but as an adult with complex artistic expression. Namjoon mentioned there were considerations to make the lyrics safer, but ultimately chose to keep the original version as a form of respect for Jungkook's honest expression. It reflects strong trust between them. Taehyung responded casually and curiously, even joking, creating a relaxed atmosphere. Meanwhile, Jungkook emphasized that the song isn't just physical, but also emotional, that beneath the explicit expression lies the core message, "I love you." His stance shows confidence in his artistic identity. The conversation then shifts to the possibility of performing at the Super Bowl halftime show. Jungkook shows enthusiasm, while Namjoon explains that the opportunity once existed but hasn't materialized. He also highlights the scale of the event and leaves room for future possibilities. In terms of musical identity, Suga emphasizes that self-discovery is an ongoing process. Music becomes a medium to capture that journey, not something static, but continuously evolving. The mood lightens when discussing vocal range. Without hesitation, the members agree that Jimin has the highest range. It's not just praise, but a recognition of his important role in shaping the group's vocal color. When the topic turns to haters, Namjoon acknowledges their existence but stresses the importance of focusing on long-term strategy. Their hiatus is seen as a space for growth, not an obstacle. Differences in personality also appear in how they engage with online comments. Suga chooses not to read them at all, while Namjoon occasionally still does. This dynamic feels deeply human, showing that they face the world in different ways while still understanding each other. Toward the end, each member's personal reflections further highlight their maturity. Jimin places BTS as his top priority while still wanting to grow individually. Jungkook shares that his military experience strengthened his desire to return to the stage. Suga feels his mindset has become more balanced. Jin states that BTS is everything to him. J-Hope sees strength in togetherness. And Taehyung realizes that his worries about conflict weren't true. Instead, they returned with a deeper understanding. All of this points to one consistent truth. Beauty, whether in Jimin himself or in their group dynamic, never stands alone. It exists in small details, in sincere interactions, and in a journey that continues to grow. And that's where its deepest meaning lies. In the end, beauty isn't always about what's clearly visible on the surface. Sometimes, it lives in the smallest details. In a brief glance, a simple gesture, and moments that feel deeply human. And maybe, that's why Jimin is never truly finished being talked about. If you feel the same way, don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments. Like this video, and subscribe to Jikook Moments for more meaningful analyses and small moments like this. See you in the next video.